In Lagos, some houses remember and some never forget. The Lagos apartment block basks in the fading heat of the evening, a dusty, three-story, yellowish structure at the edge of a long, tired street. It hums quietly, a rarity in this part of the city. No yelling, no pounding generators. This place whispers instead of shouts. Inside flat 2A, a young man named Emeka unpacks his groceries. Bread, sardines. Emeka had moved into flat 2A, a small, cheap apartment where the walls held their breath and the quiet felt wrong. The only decoration in his modest flat is a family photo, a younger Emeka beside his late mother. In the corner, a small shrine to her, a candle, some chalk, her picture. He opens a dusty window and the street below is unusually quiet. He often thinks to himself that Lagos is never silent except for this place. This place whispers instead of shouts. His gaze drifts across the way to the window of flat 2B. The curtains are drawn, as always. Later that night, Emeka walks down the corridor with a trash bag. He slows as he passes flat 2B. The door is sealed tight. The peephole is covered with black electrical tape, and above the door frame a bundle of red thread and palm frond is tied. An old warning. A low, unsteady hum seems to emanate from behind the door. He stops, listens. A sudden knock sounds from inside the apartment. 3 measured beats. He whispers to himself, wondering who could be knocking. From inside, there is no reply. He backs away slowly, the silence now heavier than the hum it replaced. That night, lying on his mat, the screen of his phone casting a pale glow on the ceiling, he hears a soft dragging sound through the wall, followed by a dull thud. Then, silence. The next morning, he finds a folded piece of paper slipped under his door. It's blank, but when he holds it to the morning light, a faint symbol reveals itself, a circular tribal mark, drawn in uneven red chalk. The days that follow blur into a montage of mounting dread. He sees a delivery man leave a clay pot outside 2B, the man crossing himself before walking away. Fast. Another note appears on his door. 2 words in stark lettering. They see you. He wakes up one night, standing in his kitchen, with no memory of how he got there. He starts recording the whispers he hears at night. And through the static, he hears his own name whispered back. His cousin, Kelechi, arrives for a visit, fresh from his NYSC posting. The first thing Kelechi notices is the smell, asking Emeka if he can sense it, like burnt pepper and wet clothes. Emeka just shrugs, his eyes locked on the wall he shares with flat 2B. Even Kelechi noticed. The air felt heavier, the shadows deeper. They didn't speak of it. The smell is the least of his worries. Desperate, he calls his auntie Nozi, a woman who still holds to the old ways. She arrives, an older woman in traditional Iro and gel, and as she enters the flat, she listens, not with her ears, but with the air itself. She tells Emeka the place is sitting on thin cloth, that spirits can pass through like a mosquito net. As she draws protective marks on his doorframe with white chalk and black soap, she gives him a stark warning. Do not open the door after 3 a.m., no matter who is calling. That night, the clock on Emeka's phone glows. 3:03 a.m., a knock. Emeka stirs. Another knock. He tiptoes to the door. A muffled voice comes from the other side, a voice that is impossibly his own, asking to be let in, claiming to have forgotten a key. Emeka freezes, ice flooding his veins. It is his voice, but it is not him. From the darkness behind him, Kelechi whispers, confirming he is right there in the room. A soft laugh is heard from outside the door. Something inside Emeka breaks. The fear is replaced by a cold, terrifying resolve. He has to know. He walks to the door of flat 2B. He doesn't knock. He simply turns the handle. It's unlocked. He opens it. The space inside is impossible. Not an apartment, but an endless corridor. The walls crawl with symbols drawn in what looks like blood and soot. And at the far end, a shrine with photos of him, dozens of them. One is dated a week before he ever moved in. From the shadows at the far end of the hall, a soft voice echoes, telling him he was always inside, that the one outside was not him. A figure steps out. It is wearing Emeka's face, but it is smiling wrong. The eyes are hollow, the expression a grotesque parody of his own. By morning, he smiled like something wearing his skin, waiting for the next knock. A new tenant arrives at the apartment block. He greets the man standing near the door to flat 2B, asking if he stays there too. The man who looks like Emeka turns, a slow, wrong smile spreading across his face. His eyes are unblinking as he replies, something like that, "Welcome." Flat 2B, you don't knock, you're called.